Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. Today we're going to make a really quick and easy pumpkin pattern, and you can use this pumpkin for your fall decorations. Also on my nails I have used the nail stamping kit from Maniology, and if you would like to get this stamping kit, you can check out the description for more details. You can also refer to the description for details on the things required in today's project, the hook size, the yarn used, and all those details. So we're going to start off by using the orange yarn, and we're going to first make a slip knot. So after making the slip knot, we are going to make a chain of 21. So 1, chain 2, chain 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and chain 21. Now starting from the second chain from the hook, we are going to first make one single crochet on the second chain from the hook, and into the next chain we'll be making another single crochet followed by another single crochet. So we have made 3 single crochet in 3 stitches. Following this, we'll be making 3 half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So the second half double crochet and the third half double crochet. Now into the next 8 stitches, we will be making 8 double crochets. So this is the first double crochet, the second double crochet, the third double crochet, the fourth double crochet, the fifth double crochet, the sixth double crochet, and the seventh double crochet, the eighth double crochet, and after that we'll be making into the next 3 stitches 3 half double crochets. So this is the first half double crochet, the second half double crochet, the third half double crochet, and the following remaining 3 stitches will be making 3 single crochets. So the first single crochet, the second single crochet, and the third single crochet. Now we will, so this is our first row. So this is how it looks. So it is tapering towards both the ends, and it is a little bit broader in the middle. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now from this row onwards, the only difference is we'll be working in the back loop. Other than that, the stitch pattern remains the same. So starting from the second stitch, so this is the second stitch from the hook, we'll be working only on the back loop, and we'll follow the same pattern. So the first 3 stitches we'll be making only single crochet. So this is the second single crochet, and this is the third single crochet, and as you can see we are working only in the back loop of the stitches. Similarly, next 3 stitches we will be working 3 half double crochets in the next three stitches. So this is the third half double crochet, and following this we'll be making 8 double crochets on the back loop of the next 8 stitches. So this is the first double crochet, the second double crochet, the third double crochet, the fourth double crochet, the fifth double crochet, the sixth double crochet, the 7th double crochet and the 8th double crochet. So after this we'll be making 3 half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So the first half double crochet, the second half double crochet, and the third half double crochet. And we have 3 stitches left now, and we'll be working on the back loop and we'll be making 3 single crochets. So the second single crochet and the third or the last single crochet in the back loop of the last stitch. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work again, and here too we'll be working only on the back loop, and we'll be repeating the same pattern of making 3 single crochets in the first 3 stitches, followed by 3 half double crochet, followed by 8 double crochet, followed by 3 half double crochet again, and followed by 3 single crochets. So as you can see, the pattern is really simple. You'll just repeat this same pattern for all the rows, and you will be working only in the back loop of the stitches. So we'll be making a total of 25 rows following this pattern, and you will see, since you are working on the back loops of the stitches, you will get this ribbed kind of pattern. So let's continue this pattern and finish off all the 25 rows. So once you're done with 25 rows, you will see that the pattern will be a little bit curved this way. So we're going to chain 1 and keep a long tail, and then trim off the orange yarn. So trim off the yarn, and we'll be using the stale yarn and a needle to stitch the last row and the first row together. So the last row we will be using only the front loop of the stitches, and the first row that we have will have only a single loop in it because it started with the chain. So that we'll be stitching both of these together. So since the stitches at the beginning and end were the same, you will have exactly the same number of stitches to stitch both the rows together. So as I said, use the front loop of the last row and the loop available of the first row, and stitch the both sides together as shown here. Since both the sides has the exact number of stitches, you will be able to stitch both the sides together by passing the needle through each set of stitches. So continue this by passing the needle through the loops till you reach the last stitch of the section. You will also notice at the end of the section that this will work as a seamless kind of stitch, and the join will not be shown once the stitching is done. So here we are almost at the end of this section, and continue till the last stitch. So we have reached the last, almost the last stitch, so pass it through one more stitch, and so that the edges are joined together. And once this last stitch is done, you can see this part also looks like a rib in the pumpkin, so you need not invert the pumpkin inside out, you can use the same side. Now we are going to stitch the top part and close this opening. So we'll just enter our needle in a zigzag manner over the top stitches. So just insert through the stitches in a zigzag manner on the top part of this opening, and once you have gone or done it for the entire round, you have to pull this tail yarn and close this section. So we have closed this opening now, and just to make it extra secure, we will just pass it across as well. So we'll be passing it from this side to the other side, and then again from in the opposite direction also, pass it from one side to the other, and pull it tight so that the opening is closed fully. And now we are going to place a knot, just to make sure that the yarn does not come off and the hole does not open up. So we are placing a knot here. So as you can see, this opening is closed, and this will act as the bottom of the pumpkin. And now we're going to insert or stuff the pumpkin with our filling. So insert your filling inside using the top opening here, and once you feel that the pumpkin is stuffed enough, then insert the needle through the bottom of the pumpkin and take it out through the top opening. So take it out through the top, and now similar to what we did in the bottom, so pull it tight and then insert the needle in a zigzag manner over the top opening section as well. So just pass it through all the stitches around. So here too we are inserting our needle through all the stitches on the top opening section, and we are going to close this part as well. So pass it through all the stitches, and once you reach the last stitch, pull it tight. And when you pull it tight, you will see that the middle section will be converging to the inner side, and it will give the actual look of a pumpkin. And then you can place a knot to make it secure. So you can stitch across as well and then place a knot. So after the knot, you can trim off this tail yarn. So to trim off this tail yarn, what you can do is, after you have placed the knot, insert it to the inner side of the pumpkin and take it out through a stitch on the other side and pull it tightly and trim off the yarn. This way the yarn gets hidden on the inner side of the pumpkin. Now to make the stem and the curly vine, we're going to first make the magic ring. So this is for the stem, and then we're going to chain one. Now this chain one doesn't count as a stitch. Now into this magic ring, we're going to make 6 single crochets. This is the third single crochet, the fourth single crochet, the fifth single crochet, and the sixth single crochet. Now if you want to make the stem a bit thicker, you can add more single crochets to this round. Now we're going to work in a spiral manner, so make a single crochet on top of the first stitch, and then we're going to mark the stitch. So make a single crochet and mark the stitch so that we know that this is the starting stitch of the next round. Now for the next round, we're just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So continue making these single crochets. You'll have a total of 6 single crochets by the end of this round, because you're just making 1 single crochet in each stitch. And this is the last stitch of this round. So after that, we'll be removing the marker, and on top of the same stitch, we will be making 1 single crochet and mark it back. So make 1 single crochet and place the marker back, and again for this round also we'll just make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So we'll be repeating this pattern, so we'll be having a total of 7 rounds, and each round will be having just like one single crochet in each stitch. That is a total of 6 single crochets we'll be making for each round. So if you want the stem to be longer, you can add more rounds, or if you want the stem to be shorter, you can reduce the number of rounds while making this stem. So here I am making a total of 7 rounds. So once you're done with the 7 rounds, you'll remove the marker and then slip stitch to the top of the first stitch. And after this, we are going to make the curly vine here. So for that, we are going to chain 15 first. If you want, you can also add a leaf. You can add any leaf pattern by just chaining and adding the leaf, and near to that you can add the vine as well. For this pattern, I'm just making one curly vine. So starting from the second stitch from the hook, you will be making 2 single crochets in each stitch. So 2 single crochets in the first, 2 single crochets in the next. So you will have 14 stitches or 14 chains left. So into each of them you'll be making 2 single crochets. So by the end of this chain, you should have a total of 28 single crochets. So continue making 2 single crochets on each stitch of this chain, and you will see, like as you progress making these 2 single crochets, the chain will start to curl up and look like a curly vine. So once you reach the base or the last stitch, make 2 single crochets on it, and then into the same stitch, that is the same stitch where we had slip stitched and started the chain, into that same stitch you will be making 2 single crochets. So make 2 single crochets into the same stitch. The first stitch you can also mark if you find it difficult to identify at the end, so you can mark the stitch if you want. So this is the first stitch for the 8th round. So for the 8th round, we'll be just making 2 single crochets in each stitch. So just make an increase, or you can say 2 single crochets in each of the 6 stitches of this round. So this will be the base of the stem that we are going to use to stitch it to the top of the pumpkin. After the 2 single crochets in the last stitch, you need to slip stitch to the first stitch. Now if you would have marked, you would already know which is the first stitch, and make sure to pull the tail yarn from below the vine so that it is easy to slip stitch. And then you can chain 1 and leave a long tail, because you will use this tail to stitch the stem part to the pumpkin, and then trim off. Now using a needle, we are going to stitch this stem section to the top of the pumpkin. Now for stitching it to the pumpkin, like there's no right or wrong way of doing it, you can use your own method. What I am doing is I am going to pass my needle through the back loops of this last round. So this is the back loop, and through a stitch of the pumpkin, and then pull through both. So I'll repeat this. I'll be passing it through the pumpkin and through the back loop of this stem, and then pull it through it. So we will do it for all the stitches and stitch around it so that the stem is attached properly to the top of the pumpkin. Now once you have stitched around it until you reach the vine, you can place a knot at the last stitch. So place a knot and then insert the green yarn through the pumpkin and pull it out through the other side, and then trim it off. This way you're hiding the tail yarn. So this is the pumpkin that we did with this current pattern. So this is another one that I made it in this maroon color. So there's a difference in this pattern. The only difference is we're going to chain 21, and after that throughout the entire chain we are just going to make one half double crochet in each. So as you can see, this one gives a little bit of square kind of shape, whereas the current pattern that I showed you gives a really nice oval or roundish kind of shape, which suits the pumpkin really well. You can follow any of this pattern and make your sets of pumpkin for your fall decoration. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Please do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon for notifications on new videos, and give me a thumbs up if this video was useful. You can also share your comments, and thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, guys.